I just can't take no pleasure in killing. Just some things you gotta do. Don't mean you have to like.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
You want to know what happens to an eyeball when it gets punctured? So you got any idea how much blood jets out of a guy's neck when his throat's been slit?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What up, everyone? DJ Anubis here with you, the Military Radio podcast, with my good friend and co-host, Mr. Tony the fucking Dead, and we are the Ghouls of Midnight with a new episode. This time around, we tackle the Grapes of Death.
Yes.
And if you go by the French version, Les Raisins de la Morte.
Yes.
To that effect. Or the alternate name, Pesticide. It has so many. Now, the Grapes of Death is a horror French film directed by Jean Rollin, who I happen to be a big fan of. And this stars Marie-Georges Pascal, Felix Martin, Serge Marquand, and of course a couple other familiar names. Brigitte Lahaie, who I love very much. And I just came to realize today, actually, that Francois Pascal, who starred in The Iron Rose, she gets credited at being in the film, but apparently her train passenger scene is deleted. Like they don't even have it in there, but she still gets credited in the movie.
There was actually somebody else on the train.
Yeah. But yeah, so the other thing is we're gonna try something different with the show. We're gonna approach it a little bit differently. Mr. Tony's suggestion, by the way. So we're gonna. How exactly do you want this to work?
However you want to do it. I mean, I just wanted to make it a little more structured instead of talking about the whole thing. Like we could just talk about certain scenes and what we liked and what we didn't like, stuff like that. But like try to like not trail off of it too much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so let's just start then with what are some of the things that you liked about the film, and I'll just play a little bit of a clip while you're talking.
Well, this was my first time watching it. I've heard of The Grapes of Wrath, which I've never seen, but Grapes of Death. It's a clever title, considering what's going on, like how the grapes get infected. I do like the premise of it. I like the idea that it's an insecticide that like infects this like kind of village and everything. And I do like that. I think it's very disgusting. Like when it starts coming out of their face. I don't really have that phobia with like the holes thing, but like it does creep me out at the same time. Like we're on the train where it starts to bleed. I like that look where the guy's like starts pussing and he bangs his head. I really like that look. I like the look of they're not zombies, but I like how they look and how they're bleeding like that. It looks cool. It's disgusting. They kind of almost remind you of a different color of like a Romero zombie. So I like that.
And they still have like a sense of like a bit of intelligence. They can still kind of operate like they understand a little bit, but they kind of just don't. They can't control themselves with their violence.
Yeah.
It's almost got like that crazies feel a little bit.
Yeah, you said that before we were, and I could see that totally. I mean, the look of it and everything. Like something about the 70s and other countries and that, like it always like it never like looks right. You know what I mean? It looks off. And so I like the eeriness of it. Like I don't know. I like the town. I like little villages like that going like. And of course, I like. Is her name Brigitte or is it Brigitte or like because she's French,
well, being French, it could be sort of pronounced Brigitte.
Yeah, but I liked her naked body in it.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the other thing too. Is so like I had this one first. So I got this because I figured, okay, this is Redemption doing the Blu-ray, and I'm gonna get all the goodies and all that. So I'm watching it, and then I realized that because I've seen the unedited version before, that it's edited. Like they edited the nudity. Now they didn't edit a lot of the violence or the special effects and gore, but they edited that particular full nude scene, which was really weird.
That is weird.
So that pushed me to go get this one, which is a special edition unedited version. So this has everything. But it's just a regular DVD. It's not a Blu-ray. So I'm just like saying to myself, well, why is it they'll do it here, but not on something like that when it's basically like, oh, we're going to give you the update. But you know what it reminds me of, and I know it's kind of sad to say, if you've ever had like a porno on VHS, sometimes when they put it to DVD or Blu-ray, they take scenes out. So it's never always complete. So it's very interesting that they go about that way. I don't know why, but it turned out that way.
I was going to say,
I love that decapitation shot is so amazing.
Yeah. Like there's that part too there with his brain or his head is swelling. I laughed so hard at that part where she shot him. It was just like, bump. I don't know. It's like really weird scenes in this, like the way the people were. like just staring at her when she walked into in their home. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, what do you like I was gonna say, actually, before getting to that, I was gonna say maybe the Blu-ray, like I was gonna say maybe there's not enough room on it, but like of course there's way more room than on a DVD. So like, why did they cut that out? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, some of the things I like.
It's on YouTube though. You could see her naked.
Is it the full though? Because
Yeah.
oh really? So yeah, so
Oh
my
yeah.
Blu-ray has even less than YouTube has.
Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah,
somebody
so
will bring it out again, and there'll be a big edition or something. But
right. Well, yeah, so a lot of things I like, obviously, special effects are very good. I love
very true.
the decapitation and a lot of the gore effects in this. Obviously, you talked about it, Brigitte Lahaie, and I was going to say Frances Pascal, but she never made it in there. But she's a beautiful looking woman. If you ever get a chance, watch Iron Rose. It's a very slow burn, but dude, she is worth it, and she gets naked too. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
I actually like the score. The musical score is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It sticks in your head a little bit.
Yeah, it like goes from like a weird like quiet, and then like like I can't remember how it goes, but like she's going through the town all of a sudden, and it's like this like pickup music, like it picks it up a little bit. It's kind of
right.
strange how it does that.
Now, with that said,
Yeah.
the score, as good as it is, it seems like it's edited poorly. So there are scenes where you think that it shouldn't really be the more upbeat stuff, but it ends up doing that. So it kind of throws you off, because you're expecting something a little more somber or depressing, but it actually starts picking up, and you're like, oh, that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
That doesn't fit. And the film itself, there's some issues with pacing. Like it gets kind of weird after a while, where it's just not very paced well.
Yeah. That's probably my biggest complaint.
Yeah, the pacing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of cool. Although I didn't know, like, she had the two dogs, and like they really kind of never did anything. But I guess she just wanted to rock around with two dogs.
Why not?
But one thing I did really do enjoy is the ending was different than what I thought. It turned out way differently than I thought it would be. How did you feel about that?
I kind of thought when she, because we're doing spoilers, I kind of figured when she found her fiance that he was going to be turning, and I kind of thought she was going to like just let him like turn with him, I should say. And then like what happened with the whole, the guys that found her, which were I like those guys. They're probably my favorite part of the movie, is those guys.
Yeah.
But like, because they're like total opposites of each other. But they don't like wine. They're beer drinkers. And
which actually is a big point of the movie, because
yeah,
apparently everyone got infected when they were drinking the wine from the winery, which was infected with pesticides. So that's kind of how everything starts.
Yeah.
And the entire town gets infected. So those guys are like, yeah, I guess we didn't, because we were drinking beer the entire time.
Yeah. Which that's one thing with these older movies. They don't really tell you what's going on. Like if you don't pay attention, you're not gonna like know what the hell's happening. And it's like they don't tell you that until the end, or like toward the end though, about the whole, it's probably the wine and that, but it's a different approach of this too. I would like to. Is there a sequel to this or anything? Like, does it get out? No,
not that I never noticed. Yeah, unless it's under some random name that I've never heard of. But no, I don't think Rollin ever did anything else with it.
Welchers. It's called.
Although I did find the blind chick was very interesting, because she was obviously the one, like I said, had the decapitation towards the end. But
yeah,
she kind of reminded me a little bit, or at least she's kind of ahead of the time. Where if you ever saw From Beyond, there's a blind chick in that too, and they look very similar. And they have horrific endings in that as well. So kind of interesting with that.
She is the most annoying person I've ever seen in a movie. I wanted her to be ripped to shreds. She's my biggest gripe in the movie. I think I'm not saying cut her out of the movie, but like cut it down. I don't care that much about her. And look at look at, and then you see Lucas, and it's like, Jesus, who paid her family to have him? You know, like,
yeah, yeah, it is funny because
oh.
but I mean, I guess that's where he's like, I'm glad she's blind.
Right. That's like, yeah, she don't know any better. But like her whole part was annoyed the hell out of me. I'm telling you, like she was just and the pacing of the movie was the worst thing, especially toward the end where she's walking in that, I don't know what you call that, factory or where they make the wine. It's like, come on, get through the goddamn thing already. Like this thing, it was an hour and a half. The movie's fine, don't get me wrong. But if we cut it down to like an hour and 15, an hour and 10, I think it would be so much better. But like, because it's not like the extra long scenes, like the pacing that is like giving you character development or anything. It's like, I get that she's walking through a factory, or like fucking Lucy's up in the mountains. I know why she's up there, because of her boyfriend, but like, oh my God, she's so annoying. Like, and then lying to her, like she knows where the hell she is. She could hear fire. She could smell it. She's blind, not like nose deaf or anything. So
Well, the other thing that was funny was, there's a point where she walks out of the house and she's surrounded by some of the villagers, and yet none of them attack her. And they just kind of wait for Lucas to come, and he's the one that eventually is like, gonna do his deeds with her. But it's just
they
funny
don't show.
Well, they do when she comes out to the house, and he's the one that takes her head. But
well, yeah, but I mean, like, you don't see how she gets nailed to there. Like,
oh yeah. They don't show any of that, which is kind of weird. Yeah, the other thing was, Bridget's character, like, she did a great job with it, but it's like we don't know what her purpose is or why. Like she actually is pretty healthy. Like she isn't have not been affected by the infection. So, but she's almost treating it like she's some sort of goddess or something. So that's when she's actually taking our lead character and trying to give her to the village to kill. And I'm just like, okay, but why? Why is this? Why is this happening? Like, and it's just funny.
Was it she was like a kind of immune to it, or was she actually infected, but like it didn't affect her body or something
Well,
like that?
she said something to the effect that it didn't. She wasn't infected, or she was immune to it, and that's why she was taking her clothes off to show the guys, "Hey, look, I have no shit on me. Look, I look good." And she's trying to seduce him just to get the fuck out of there because she knows she gave away the other girl. But
yeah.
But of course, when her and the lead girl fight and then the girl burns her in the face, she's like, "Look what you did to me. I was perfect." And then, of course, the guy's like, "Hey, yeah, don't put that fire close to the truck. There's dynamite in there." And she's like, "Oh, great." She just
whoops.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just was kind of frustrated. I really don't know what her mentality was because she seemed calm, smart. She knew what she was doing, but was it just because she actually felt like she was some sort of god or saved from the infection, or I really don't know.
Because they weren't going after her.
Right. They didn't bother at all, actually. It's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the other thing too. I was thinking like, oh, of course, like they put her in this and they don't make her all oozy and gross. They got to have her hot. And then, but then they burned her face, and I'm like, I'll still take you.
And that's the thing is that Jean Rollin used her in a lot of his films, so it's like I understand why she really liked doing those films, but
I think if she wasn't in it, the movie would have been fine.
Oh
her,
but he's like he wasn't afraid to show skin in his films, so clearly. And she wasn't afraid to get naked either, obviously, for obvious reasons.
If you're gonna put her in it, though, at least make her in it longer. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You don't really get to her, and again, that would have been nice to. It's one of those things where you're like, I want to try to cut down the film, but then you need to kind of add some stuff, which would be to add her and the character development and stuff. So
yeah.
But this, at the time it was made, who knows what the budget was for this? It couldn't have been much, but
no, they it couldn't have been. I mean, I don't know I didn't look into it or anything, I'll be honest, but like the village, I don't know if it had to have been there, right? Like, or they made it. I don't know how, but it looked legit to me. Uh, yeah, I say this often when I talk about like well, it's not Italian, but like anything like a foreign movie from back then, it like kind of like upsets my stomach, like blood and like ooze and stuff. It's very gross compared to nowadays. It doesn't bother me, but watching like um I don't know, I can't even think of a movie like anything Italian, and there's like
The
guts and stuff.
gallows. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it just grosses me out so much. But and this movie was definitely a gross factor to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was still surprised because it'd been a while since I'd seen it and watched it. But when again, you saw the decapitation, like it's
Mm.
not just that she got decapitated, but the blood's like squirting.
Yeah.
I mean, really well done.
Yeah. I wonder if
they
like
put any effort or money into anything, it was all the special effects. They really did a good job.
It
of
was
that.
worth it though. Like even when the girl that got stabbed with the pitchfork by her father,
Yeah.
they kind of like dwelled on that scene, but like it was cool how they did that because it looked legit. It looks like it's actually stabbed through her, and of course she's topless too. It didn't look bad, but like it's just like weird moment. First off, that girl, the main girl, because I can't remember her name, she
Elizabeth.
is way too nice. Way too nice of a person. You walk into that house and okay, first off, you're going in there and oh, sorry, and they're just staring at you. Get the hell out. I would be like, I'm sorry to disturb you. And then on the train, where that guy comes in, the train is empty. As even though we know there is somebody else on there now, but like in the movie, you don't see it. Wouldn't you? I'd be like, could you not come in our cab, go into the next one or something? Like their whole thing is empty. That's like going to the movie theater and somebody sits in front of you or next to you, like, and you're the only ones in there.
That's the worst. Like you're just chilling. I was like, dude, really? There's like 500 seats, and you chose this one.
Yeah, or like it's even just as bad as like you're the only one in there, and you see somebody else come in. You're like, oh, now I can't.
Yeah, it was just so funny too. Like that's the other thing is like as he's sort of starting to heavy breathe, and you can see the pus and shit starting to come out. Like I already would have been gone. I'm like, this is not happening. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
She's like lingering and just like, and then finally she gets up and goes. But it's like, Jesus Christ, why don't you just wait a couple more hours?
I know, and that's coming like that's happening like that every time she looks at him. It's like, oh my God. I kind of wish her friend would have lived longer though, because I would have liked to have seen her.
They didn't even show her death either.
No, that's it's a shame. But it's interesting.
I think that was supposed to be part of the surprise though, when she was exiting the train, that she actually found her friend dead already.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing too. I don't know why she lingers on screaming at people for so long. Like they're all coming at her and she's like she closed her eyes and looks up again. Oh, like run, you idiot. Like they're not that like fast. They don't run really. And like that guy in the trailer where he's like got this, what do you call that thing? A scythe?
Skith, yeah.
Skith, yeah. And he's going like that. Like that is
but
terrifying.
You know what that reminds me a little bit of?
Resident Evil 4.
Well, but I was going to say, even though it wasn't Brad Pitt's character. Oh yeah, it was Brad Pitt, but the other guy. So you remember Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt had the skith where he was killing the vampires, but it was the guy that was mimicking him earlier in the film. Like he had that smile, so that immediately made me think of that scene.
I could see that. Yeah, the like really kind of weird vampire.
That,
like, went upside down and.
Yep.
Okay.
And he had that weird ass smile and shit. It totally reminded me of that.
Oh my God, they're weird people. And then when they were stuck between a military base and like a power plant or something, and then this is village, so they're like, which way do we go?
Yeah, it was so funny. I mean, again, it's just funny because the ending's really good. I thought it was really good to do that little twist there because it kind of makes you frustrated because
Yeah.
so many people were trying to help this chick out, and in the end, she
Oh,
kind of just fucked them over and said, "Fuck
yeah.
it."
I kind of had a
But
feeling that was going to happen. Like I just
yeah,
had a feeling. Well, as soon as he shot the fiance, I thought she's going to kill him.
oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. I was like, what are you doing? What you know he was infected, right?" And she's just
Yeah.
looking at him like, okay. And even
That's
that guy's like,
the people in these kind of movies that like won't kill their loved ones when they're affected and shit deserve what they get. You're going to be
and
that
I think that's
stupid.
the key. Is like if I'd been the first guy to walk in and see that, I'd be like, okay, well, you want to be with him? I'm out of here. I'm taking my friend. We're gone. You know,
Yeah,
you
especially
do
since you
you.
can talk to them, be like,
Yeah.
and most of them are just like, kill me, end
And
me,
that's how
end my
that
life.
fiance was. He was like, yeah, shoot me because he didn't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
And so he's telling this guy, yeah, go ahead and shoot me. And he does. And then the girl gets pissed.
Yeah. Oh, I like when they
I
get to
do
that
like
house.
your little tagline under your name. I don't like
I
wine.
don't like wine. I oh yeah. I used to have those little
Oh yeah.
figures.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. For a reason, I was keep thinking of the grapes of death. I'm thinking, well, I'm thinking of those raisins all the time now. I heard it to the grapevine.
Yeah. I love the
Wow,
claymation
wow,
back then.
wow.
There was no dancing grapes in this movie though.
No,
No.
no good grapes. This doesn't have good grapes.
No.
All right. Well, final thoughts and your rating.
Final thought would be I did like the movie. Like I said, it could be cut. The pacing is and it's not a slow burn where it's like a good burn. It's
It
just
gets right into
mindless
it, really.
walking or
Hmm.
yeah. Um but yeah, all in all, I did like it. Um out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7.5 for
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't honestly know if I would want to own this. Um,
Yeah. I think if
I don't
you're
know.
a Jean Rollin fan, it's something like I am. So I would collect these because these are something that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah,
And again, even though I don't watch it all that often, I do like his stuff a lot.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, the special effects are amazing. Lahaie, of course, is doing Lahaie. Score was pretty good. Just it was kind of uneven throughout the film, and then the pacing was a little bit bad. But I give it a 7 out of 10, so I'm right there with you on it. But I still love his work a lot. It's
yeah,
just one of those things you have to kind of be in the mood to watch because he is kind of unique in that way with some of his stuff, and sometimes it's plods along a little bit, but this is a little bit more of his get to the point. It's not very edited very well, but
yeah,
but I love the special effects. I think that's what's one thing that keeps me engaged with this film is that it's just really good in that regard.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely keeps your attention. That's for sure. But yeah, that girl got too lucky. She was, I guess, in a way, she got lucky. I mean, she lived way too long. I should say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is too, because I've read or heard like because when she's hugging her boyfriend or fiance, people are saying that at that point she's already infected, but I don't know if she is.
Mm,
But obviously, by the end of it, when the blood's dripping down on her face, it's clearly that she's going to be infected at that point in some way, which would lead to your point that if they did a sequel, she would probably be that connection.
yeah, yeah.
So
Hopefully
we
they don't. I don't want to
know,
remake. I don't want to remake, and I don't want to. I don't want a sequel. Just leave it where it is, because they'll kill it.
yeah, it's hard to, unfortunately. I mean, if you reboot it, you reboot it. But right now, there's so many films kind of like it that there's no point to it.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to do something similar, and people are going to be like, "Yeah, I saw this before. It's called The Grapes of Death."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea though, like the insecticide and the
Oh yeah.
pesticide. Like that's a cool idea. I will say
Yep.
that.
So we're going to be doing another episode Friday, and
Yeah.
you've chosen a film. So tell people what you've chosen for us to watch.
Well, it's on Tubi, and I was going to pick it a few weeks ago. I should say last year. I'm one of those people. See you next year. But yeah, we're going to be watching Bug Buster, and it's Randy Quaid. I don't know anything about it. Was watching the trailer, and I was like, yeah, this looks like something that we could talk about. It'd be kind of fun. I never heard of it before, so I believe it's from the '90s, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, Randy Quaid's pretty hilarious. So
Yeah,
this should be kind of fun.
it can't really go wrong with him. So
Yeah, yeah, he's always bringing his A game no matter what he's doing.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you have
that'll
anything
be
else going on, or is that it?
that's pretty much it. I do have it's up there. The last video I did was my pickups video, the big one. So that's up there, and then I don't know, I'm gonna probably do reviews soon. I'm just kind of like waiting to settle in a little bit. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm just procrastinating. I'm lying. But I'll get to it. It's what I want to review is the thing. It's like, what do I want to review first? I mean, look at you. Look around.
Yeah,
It's tough.
yeah. And also, Tony had a good idea for those watching that we're going to start keeping track of everything that we've watched this year, and then we'll kind of go over it at the year end and decide, what we liked and what we really didn't like, et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera.
Well, only the new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it stuff that we just haven't seen altogether, or just
Yeah.
newer?
Even if it came out like in the 70s, if it's your first time seeing it, it counts as new.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, hit the like and subscribe, and please go to his channel and do the same thing. He's got a lot of great content up there. And give us your thoughts on Grapes of Death. How do you feel about it? Was it something you liked? Do you like Rollin's work, or did you hate the shit out of it? Just let us know. We take any kind of feedback. But if not, we'll see you next time on the Ghouls of Midnight, and enjoy the rest of your fucking night.